Welcome to another exciting edition of Power Wheel, a production of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. We hope to bring you top stories from the power sector. I am Chinwenwa Anyao. We present to you key news stories from the Nigerian electricity supply industry shortly in our Power News segment. The chairman of the West African Power Pool, WAP, Mr. Usman Guru Mohammed, has announced the launch of the regional electricity markets on June 29, 2018 to facilitate more energy trade in the West African sub-region.
Mohammed, who made the announcement at a sensitization session for the stakeholders and electricity industry operators in Nigeria at the headquarters of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in Abuja, said energy trade is key to regional integration in the world and that West Africa was not an exception.
If you look at all the agencies in West Africa, the ones that are actually functioning very well is actually WAP is one of them. WAP, which I chair, is one of them. In fact, WAP clearly simplifies regional trade in West Africa. Because as we speak with you, several countries are trading energy in West Africa. And there are several plans to extend lines and build new generation stations for the purpose of trade, regional trade. And that is good for our people.
The chairman, who is also the managing director of TCN, spoke of some of the expansion plans of WAP in its process of facilitating the export of more electricity from Nigeria to boost regional electricity trade.
And the WAP have come up with the median backbone, which will build a 330 kV line right from Shiroro to Cote d'Ivoire. When that line is completed, it's going to be one of the biggest transmission lines in West Africa.
Speaking on the objectives of the regional electricity market, which will be launched in Cotonou, Benin Republic, the WAP chairman said it was for the purpose of boosting regional trade among participating countries and that it has the overall goal of reducing costs of electricity in the region.
It is our duty to ensure that we reduce this cost, and part of the way we can reduce this cost is through energy trade, where electricity will flow to where it is needed through a cost-effective mechanism.
Mohammed, who said TCN achieved a 49 Hz to 50 Hz frequency control in 2017, which was not attained in the last 20 years, urged the generation companies, GENCOs, to regulate their frequencies to synchronize Nigeria with other countries as part of the requirements of the regional markets.
So we are going to call you very soon for us to discuss with you on how we are going to move to that next level of frequency control. This is necessary because you are going to be players in the market. You will need to export your energy, and you can earn foreign exchange through the export directly, which will help you in also sourcing for your spare part and your expansion. But for us to do that, we also have to make that sacrifice. And I would just want to put you on notice that very soon we will call you for a meeting where we need to take a decision on how to move forward to go to the next level of the synchronization so that we can be able to synchronize the power between Nigeria and the rest of West Africa.
Chairman of the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, IRERA, Professor Honoris Segi Bugler, said his delegation has visited 7 countries, including Nigeria, to sensitize the power industry stakeholders ahead of the regional market launch.
This is indeed an historical event, and we decided to tour all the countries, the state members of ECOWAS, to invite all the people that have participated in this job to join us in Cotonou at the 29th of June to celebrate this historical event. That's why we are here.
He said IRERA delegation will visit 4 other regional countries for sensitization before the launch date, just as he lauded the role TCN was playing to deliver a robust regional market.
What we've seen here is that everybody, all the ministers are ready and they are very enthusiastic for this event. This electricity market we are going to launch. So I just want to finish by thanking everybody and especially TCN that have made everything, how do you say, the hospitality and give us all the needs we can get to in this trip to Nigeria.
The Secretary General of WAP, Mr. Sengiu Ki Apollonia, acknowledged the presence of Nigeria power sector operators at the various sensitizations, saying with privatization, Nigeria has led the way in regional power sector.
The one who is the most advanced in this, in the power sector dismantling, because you have Disco, you have Genco, you have transmission companies and everything that is supposed to be made in all the African states.
To guarantee more electricity supply to Kaduna metropolis and its environs, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is installing 2 by 60 MVA transformers, which will raise the Mando and Kakuri substations capacity from 120 MVA to 240 MVA in the state capital.
To feel the impacts of the projects, which is ongoing, TCN, under the leadership of the Managing Director, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, is reconducting the Mando to Kakuri transmission line, 240 MVA capacity, using aluminium conductor composite core, being the best globally. This is to ensure that TCN can wheel more energy to the distribution company, DISCO. The project supervisor, Durotola Paul, for the contracting firm, JSPDI, said that 132 double-circuit line is about 20 kilometers and that the replaced conductor has double capacity and strength of the old one.
The capacity of the line, as it is now, is about 120 megawatts. But this conductor can give you 240 megawatts. That is twice what was there before. Advantage of this again is that you do not need to construct another new line between here and power station. The old line, the old towers you will use and put new conductor. And you have twice what you used to have on it.
He said the project was divided into sections for efficiency, noting the line reconducting exercise from Mando to Kakuri had advanced as at when filing this report.
Each section we are going to work will pick a drum, 6 drums of conductor for the 6 lines. When we complete that section, we go to the next section. We have done 3 sections now. We have about 3 more sections to do before we get to the power station. We have done about 55%, between 55 and 65% of the works.
The contractor said the work was restricted to Saturdays and Sundays after some meetings of the DISCO, Kaduna Electric, with TCN to minimize power supply disruption to the electricity users in the affected areas.
In the wisdom of TCN management, we are only giving Saturday and Sundays.
TCN said it places priority on the safety of workers and electricity users. An engineer at the TCN Mando Substation System Lines Department, PJ Tanku, said every day he obtains the outage permit from the control room so that the line is not energized while work progresses.
This is where we obtain our work permit, and by privilege I happen to be the permit holder. So that makes me the person authorized for the protection guarantee.
During the project span, the contractors flagged the challenge of people who had built and settled under TCN high-tension line. They said in some places they had to mount their machines in the buildings during the line upgrade. Wayleave laws mandate builders to leave 9 meters distance from both sides of 33 kV power lines, 15 meters from 132 kV lines, and 22.5 meters distance from 330 kV lines, but that was violated by the settlers in the project area.
The whole length of the line is built up. There are places you have upstairs directly under the line. So sometimes we will have our workers go to the roof to put planks on the roof before we can do our shrinking.
Some of the residents who spoke about the dangers of settling under high-tension wires explained that there were some protection in place by the contractors when the line reconducting took place, and so they were not afraid.
He said there's a lot of danger, especially if there's rainfall, and when his brother sometimes touched with him, it looks like the light is shorting.
Abin da ya saka saboda in ka duba ko su itatuwan da aka fa.
He said that because of the protection they put, so that is why they allowed the NEPA people to continue.
Aka ce za a ja wayan nan ta sama ba za ta faɗo mana kan gidaje ba. To shi yasa ma muka bari.
Let's take a break for a short message. We'll be right back after that.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
Welcome back from the break. The Transmission Company of Nigeria made another giant leap recently when it signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigeria Ajib Oil Company on strengthening the transmission of electricity in all producing communities in the Niger Delta region.
The managing director of TCN, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, who chaired the signing ceremony of the TCN headquarters in Abuja, said it was sensible that power operators provided electricity infrastructures to those communities where they generate electricity.
Why should we produce electricity in a place and the community where we are producing electricity don't have electricity? Ajib has done a lot of work in even the phase 1. They are actually providing supply to the community of Opai free of charge as we speak. But you know, their extended community after the Opai who feel also they should have electricity, and it is also good.
He said Kwale and other communities near Ajib Opai Power Station in Delta State need to be supplied electricity, of which the state government, along with TCN and NAOC, are collaborating to achieve that.
We agree that we will implement a memorandum of understanding where Ajib will do some specific role, TCN will do specific role, and Delta State government will do some specific role, so that we can provide supply to Kwale and environment. So some of the role that Ajib is going to do will include help us solve the problem of the 2 legs that are inside River Niger. You know, we have 2 of our lines that are inside River Niger, which was caused by erosion.
Mohammed noted that Nigerian Ajib Oil Company, NAOC, has engaged a contractor at the sites of the transmission towers to rehabilitate them. He added that Ajib had provided a geographical information system, GIS, to TCN and is awaiting the Delta State government to provide a land so Ajib can send fuel for TCN to build 330 kV and 132 kV substations for supplying electricity to Kwale and its environs.
On our part, TCN, our role in this is that we are going to put 330 kV substation in Opai. And we are going to build 132 kV line from Opai to Kwale.
Given the updates of progress on this project, TCN said it has engaged 2 contractors for the job. While one will build the 330 kV and the 132 kV substation in Opai and Kwale, the other contractor will build the 132 kV line from Opai to Kwale.
One of the contractors will do the 330 kV substation in Opai, and they will put also the 132 kV substation in Kwale. Then the second contractor will build the line from 132 kV line from Opai to Kwale. We have paid the advance payment, and we have partly funded the LC, so we are ready to take off.
The managing director of NAOC, Massimo Nsula, said initiative was birthed in 2016 when the Egypt Chief Executive Officer Claudio Descalzi in Milan, Italy, visited President Muhammadu Buhari and pledged to support the country in all the chains of energy, including oil and gas and power.
Continue to see a country that is full of energy and stay in the dark. It's something that we feel there is an important role for all the stakeholders to take part and resolve this problem. And for this reason, we have actively worked to establish this cooperation with TCN, and we are working along the past months to reach a level of cooperation that support and support TCN to perform better for the best interest of the country.
He said the contractor they engaged to rehabilitate the transmission towers in the River Niger was among the best in Europe, as he thanked TCN for the support, noting that resolving transmission issues in Nigeria is among ways of reducing importation of fuel with more power supply.
Another way of resolving fuel importation certainly will be resolving the transmission issue. Okay. On this note, I continue to thank you for being with us and working for this alliance that will go quite far. And I'm comfortable and confident that we will be pioneering in this alliance that will give a value not just in Opai, in the area around Opai, but for the whole Nigeria.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we formally created the relationship. Thank you.
We'll be right back as we bring to you the soundbite of the week. Take a listen.
Whether you are on grid or whether you are off grid, we will get to you, because incremental power will come to you. But as we make progress, we will also be challenged to increase our commitment to improve service. It is one thing to build the assets, it is one thing to connect the consumers, it is another thing, even more challenging now, to keep them connected and to keep them satisfied. And this will be more demanding of us now as the rainy season comes upon us. It's a different weather type, it brings different challenges, and it is for us to anticipate, prepare, so that we can respond.
Welcome back. Following massive investments in the transmission infrastructures and the boosting of the energy wheeling capacity to over 7,000 megawatts, the Transmission Company of Nigeria said it is no longer the weakest link in the power sector value chain.
The Managing Director of TCN, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, while addressing staff of the Bauchi region shortly before commissioning of 60 MVA transformer at the Bauchi substation recently, responding to questions from the staff on the needs for routine training, Mohammed said he has approved training for the staff in the various categories, and the sooner it will get to everyone's turn. He added that training pattern has been upgraded to match with the current operational needs of TCN.
Now we don't want to do training for the sake of training. We want to train people so that it will improve our service, it will expand our network. So that is how it is. So if you look at all the training that we are doing now, it's directly related to what we are doing. Gone are the days where you will see engineers will be taken to go and read corporate governance. Of course, corporate governance is good. But why would he go and read corporate governance? One, his own line of engineering, they have not done any course on it. We have also changed the training pattern of TCN, especially for new engineers. We have introduced the privilege training scheme. Now, every new engineer that comes to TCN will pass through 1 year of privilege before he will be allowed to go and operate in the system. The same type of privilege that we have been doing before. Now, why do we say 1 year? We say 1 year because in those days, we used to have 2 years. We used to have distribution, generation, and transmission. But now we only have transmission. So that every young engineer will pass through all the system of engineering. You will go to PCM, you will go to electrical, you will go to all the others, including safety, and all of them before you begin and you can be allowed to practice.
Mohammed tasked the staff on dedication and commitment to their work, and that they should ensure the safety of all newly commissioned equipment at the various transmission substations.
We have to do everything we can to ensure that this doesn't happen. How do we do it? Every transformer should have a supervisor. There must be one person that is checking that transformer notice. In addition to the fact that they need to also continue to have to have maintenance level.
Stay put as we bring you more news in the Power Flash segment. Do keep a date with us next week for another exciting and informative edition. Until then, please keep watching Power Wheel on our YouTube channel, and we hope you reach us through these other platforms. I am Chinwenwa Anyao. Bye for now.